Hello everyone, I'm Nire. Welcome to my channel, and in today's video we're only going to be reading books from Libby. So if you don't know about Libby, Libby is an app where you can import your library card information, and it allows you to access the digital collection of your library, making it possible for you to borrow ebooks and audiobooks through the app. I'm super excited for today's video because it is so important to support local libraries, and it is even more important now in the unfortunate times that we're living in. So please, I implore you, if you have access to a library, please go get a library card and support your local libraries. Okay, so in this video we're going to be reading a total of 3 books. One of them I got from the San Juan Community Library, which is a local library here in Puerto Rico. The second one I got from the Queens Public Library in New York because I was able to purchase a non-resident library card through their website. Also, we're going to be reading one book that I already had on my hold/borrowed area of Libby. I'm super excited, so I'm going to stop talking now and let's get started with this video. I just finished Truly Devious by Marie Johnson. Maureen Johnson, yes. Yeah, I was not a big fan of the book. I did not really like it. I am going to be giving it a 2-star rating because we never really get to see a mystery thriller plot like at all. At the 55% mark of this book, like something does happen. And I was thinking, okay, we're going to be following that plot and we're going to start seeing our main character investigating and finding clues and all of that. So I'm so disappointed with this. I was really thinking that I was going to read something like, for example, The Naturals or The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because in both of those books we see teenagers solving crime and like figuring out things by solving different clues and stuff like that. And I really did think that we were going to see that in this book, but we definitely did not. I also found it so boring. Like, this book is literally 420 pages, I believe. Let me see. Let me check. Yes, like my copy is 420 pages and nothing happened in this book. Like, we literally, for the first half of the book, we just follow our main character getting settled into the academy, and then the other half, when things finally start to happen and I'm like, okay, we're going to get into the investigating, we're going to get into like the mystery aspect of this book, we just absolutely didn't. And I was just so bored. And also, literally nothing gets resolved by the end of this book. This book is a trilogy, and apparently the mystery is going to be dragged out through those 3 books, which I did not know. I guess that part is on me because I did not really do my research on this book. However, I feel like if the mystery was a bit more developed and we see more of it in the book, I would be more intrigued in it and I would want to continue with the series. But I really have no plans on continuing on with the series. As I said, because I was bored most of the time while I was reading this, I have no desire to continue seeing what happens next. So yeah, Truly Devious ended up being a 2-star for me. So next I'm going to be reading My Name is Emilia del Valle by Isabel Allende. I am super excited for this book. I was hoping to get it in the Spanish version because I know that Isabel Allende writes primarily in Spanish. However, it was not available through Libby because I had to wait like 14 to 20 weeks in order to get it. So we're going to be reading the English version, but I'm sure that it's going to be amazing either way. It is currently 9:40 p.m. and I've read exactly 9 pages of this book. Listen, today I was running some errands with my mom and my grandma, and we were having ourselves a little fun girls' day out. So I really didn't have a lot of opportunities to read. Now I want to try and finish this entire book tonight. I'm definitely very hopeful that I can do this. However, last night I went to bed really late and this morning I woke up really early, so the odds are definitely not in my favor. So I'm gonna do my best and I'm gonna try and read this whole book tonight. Also, today Taylor Swift revealed the cover art for her new album, The Life of a Showgirl. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. Like, I was not expecting that, but I'm so in. I am so in. I love it. I am so ready for this. Oh, and she also revealed the checklist. Yep. This is gonna be such a fun album. I am just so excited and I cannot wait to listen to it. Anyways, I got a little bit of topic there, but I just really needed to scream about it to somebody. So, okay, it is time for me to focus. I have to start reading this right now if I have any hope of finishing this tonight. Hi, it is the next day. Let's address the elephant in the room. No, I did not finish My Name is Emilia del Valle yesterday. However, I did finish it today, so let me tell you what I thought about it. Actually, first, let me tell you a little bit about the book. So, this book is about our main character, Emilia del Valle, who is a journalist. And one day, she has this opportunity to work as a war correspondent to report on the Chilean Civil War. Her biological dad is from Chile, so she takes this opportunity to connect with her roots, but also to try and find her father because he never really claimed her as his daughter, so she doesn't really know him. And that is a basic premise of this book. Like, I did really enjoy it. Like, I did find myself intrigued in the story for the majority of time I was reading. This book was a little bit on the heavier side because, as I said, the main part of this book takes place during the Chilean Civil War, and so we do see a lot of commentary on the consequences of war and all of the things that entails with a situation like that. However, there were some things about this book that completely took away from my reading experience. And so because of that, I did end up giving this book a 3-star rating. I feel like that for a historical fiction book, the story for some reason focused so much on Emilia's romantic relationships, which I felt so unnecessary. And I felt that it took away from the story as a whole because like the main focus should have been on like the situation that was happening and the way that those things that were happening affected Emilia as a person. I'm not saying that the story completely ignored the situations that were happening. However, I just feel like the focus of this book definitely shifted over to Emilia's love life. Also, I really didn't feel any emotional connection towards Emilia as a character, which was something that definitely took away from my reading experience. Okay, so that means that we have officially read both of the books that I picked up from the 2 libraries that I have on Libby. However, I feel like I could probably finish another book before I have to stop filming this video because I have to, get it ready for me to upload. And so because the theme of this video is reading books from Libby, I thought that we could read a book that I have borrowed before we started this video. My hold is going to expire in like 2 days, so I have to read that book soon, and I thought that it would be perfect to read it in this video. And that book is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Can you believe that I have never ever read The Hunger Games? Like, I've watched all of the movies, I know what happens in the story as a whole. However, we all know that as readers, the movie adaptations or the TV show adaptations are never exactly like the book. Also, I've been really wanting to read the Hunger Game prequels that came out recently, and I just cannot read those books without having read the main trilogy. So I'm starting my Hunger Games reading journey. Do I have high hopes that I'm going to like this book? I really have no idea. Like, I liked the movies, but I wasn't obsessed with them. And I know that this book came out like quite a few years ago. So I'm scared that the writing might be a little bit outdated. I am going to take a little bit of a break from reading right now because I do have some things that I have to do today. So I'm probably going to start reading The Hunger Games tonight. So I will see you next whenever I start reading that book. It is time for a little bit of a Hunger Games update. I have been doing housework all day, and at the same time, I've been listening to the audiobook. And let me tell you, I am having such a great time right now. I am so surprised about how much I'm liking this book. Like, I am really liking the writing style, and I'm also really liking the pacing. There has not been a dull moment in this entire book. So I am just having a great time. Where we left off in the audiobook, we were in the first night of the Hunger Games. We were following Katniss. She was like looking up at the fallen tributes of that day. And I don't know, I'm having such a great time with this book. As of the characters, I'm loving Katniss. Like, she is very similar to the Katniss that we see in the movies. As of right now, I'm neither Team Peeta or Team Gale. Like, I really don't really care for a romantic relationship for Katniss at the moment. Like, she has so much going on right now that really a romance between her and anybody is like not at the top of her list. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to finish it by tonight, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, that's all that I have to say about the Hunger Games right now. And by the way, I got the audiobook through Libby, so fear not, we're still reading books from Libby. I think I'm going to go take a shower now, and I'm going to, do my skincare. I need to get out of this like sweaty clothes that I've been doing work all day in. So I'm going to do all that, and then later tonight I'm going to continue reading. And as I said, I'm hopeful that I'm going to be finishing it tonight. Hello everybody, I did it. I finished the Hunger Games. It is very late. Everybody in my house is sleeping. That's why I'm whispering. I'm also gonna go to sleep because I'm very tired, and I will talk to you about my thoughts tomorrow. So, bye. See you tomorrow. Last night I finished The Hunger Games by Susan Collins, and I'm so happy to report that I'm going to be giving this book a 4-star rating. Everybody clap. I am so impressed with that book. Like, you have no idea. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. I thought this was going to be like a solid 3-star book. But oh my God, I was so invested in that story. Even as someone who has already watched the movies, like I said before, I was like so in. I was so invested. I really, really love Katniss' character. Like, I just absolutely loved her character. I am still standing on my opinion that right now, at least at the point that we are in the book, a romance really isn't necessary. So I'm definitely not team anybody. I guess you can say I'm team Katniss. I just feel like it is just not the time. You know, it is not the time. There's so many things going on right now in her life and in the world that she's living in that just like a romance isn't really a priority right now in her life. So yeah, I still think that way. However, I did really like Peter's character. I mean, he wasn't anything like spectacular or anything, like he didn't stand out, but I did really like him more than I did when I watched the movies. I just thought that in the movies he was a bit kind of a little bit annoying, you know, a little bit annoying, and he did frustrate me a little bit. But here, I mean, I don't mind him. He's there. And yeah, I just absolutely love this. I am most definitely going to continue with this trilogy. Probably going to put it on my TBRs for the next couple months because like I really do want to read them and be able to read the prequels, as I said before. So I am just so happy really that I enjoyed this book. Also, I was scared when I started this book that the writing was going to be a little bit outdated because, you know, the young adult books that were published between that time sometimes do have some questionable things going on. However, you can tell me that The Hunger Games was published this year and I would totally believe you. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. We were able to read a total of 3 books in this video that we got from Libby, which means that we were able to support some libraries. Let me know in the comments if you have read any book that we talked about in this video, and if so, let me know your rating down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. I upload videos every Friday, and I will see you in my next video.